welcome to another HRO Today educational podcast. In this series, we aim to provide you with the latest workforce management approaches and best practices in HR. I'm Debbie Bolla, the Editorial Director of HRO Today magazine. With a historically low unemployment rate and a tight labor market, the pressure on organizations to find and retain talent is greater than ever before. And the workforce is becoming more and more complex every day, with a diverse makeup that has many worker types, including full-time employees, contingent labor, freelancers, SOW, and more. These factors are driving HR to consider new strategies. In fact, recent research from Ardent Partners finds 73% of organizations are utilizing new methods to address the workforce. One such approach is total talent management, which combines the management of all talent types, including full-time and contingent labor, under a single umbrella. So why are organizations moving in this direction? What are some benefits they are experiencing? And what does the roadmap to total talent management look like? Today I have an expert with me to offer some perspective. Candice Hammer is Senior Vice President of Operations and Strategy for Workspend. Workspend is a global leader in providing innovative talent supply chain solutions to mid-market and enterprise-level clients in the public sector. Through its expansive reach and experience, the company delivers highly customized, outcome-focused solutions. Candice, thank you for being here with me today. Why don't you share with our listeners what you are seeing in the marketplace that is driving total talent management?
You know, Debbie, I remember when I was coming out of school and receiving advice from my parents' generation, and it sounded something like, go work for a large company and get large company benefits, because in their day, that's what you did. These days, it's unlikely that someone will spend their entire career with one organization as an employee. Just 20 years ago, you were either a full-time worker or working a temp job until you found full-time work. Now, we still see part-time and temporary workers, but due to our flexible economy and technology, mobile capabilities, and new generations entering the workforce, we're seeing an increase in specialized workers such as independent consultants and statement of work workers that work on deliverable-based projects, and independent contractors who want to work multiple jobs at a time for more than one company. Now, according to the BLS, the size of domestic contingent workers is more than 6 million people. This really drives a need for a more unique and strategic talent management plan.
Yeah, that's a good point. So could you explain a little further why organizations are moving in this direction?
With an increase in our industry, organizations are beginning to recognize that they need to rethink the way work is being done and how it necessitates a more holistic and strategic view of talent management and talent acquisition. I've seen larger organizations have upward of 40-50% non-employee workers that have to be managed in unique ways due to employment regulations and simply gaining cost control and visibility. Imagine 50% of a company's workforce being driven by non-employee workers. With those kind of numbers, it's imperative to establish a program for managing human capital services.
So what benefits are they seeing?
Since today's contingent workers are bringing more specialized skills, many organizations are finding it more practical and cost-effective to engage them for high-profile, high-impact projects than it is to retain or reallocate traditional full-time workers in these spaces. This is increasingly true as business needs continue to rapidly shift in a dynamic work environment.
And so how does it help them achieve business goals?
Again, the cost and visibility into how an organization is utilizing non-employee labor is critical for planning and forecasting. When an organization has a limited view into their non-employee talents, it becomes difficult to manage. A strategic approach towards integrated talent management offers a lot of benefits, such as cost effectiveness and unified processes, improved analytics, and having a broader talent reach to all tied directly or indirectly to the bottom line.
How can organizations work with a service partner to help manage their talent?
You know, as a managed service provider, or an MSP as we call it, it's our responsibility to understand how our customers utilize non-employee labor and outline potential talent gaps or risks that they may be exposed to. From there, we work to find unique ways to fulfill their talent needs, such as utilizing talent providers, talent cloud, social media, and other creative solutions. It's important our staff has a full understanding of our customers' industry and culture to create a solution or program that continues to provide ongoing value. We also know that the best practices typically associated with hiring full-time employees can be applied to the MSP world. Our world is to help the HR function become a strategic function by supporting the C-suite with deliberate talent decision-making.
So what type of consultation can you provide?
These days, it's not just about finding talent, but also working with our customer to create an environment that attracts quality talent. Organizations may be able to get people in the door, but helping them maintain a desire to work there is just as important. Especially in this employee market we're experiencing, creating a culture that attracts both employees and contingent workers can be a balancing act. As an MSP, we're always looking for ways to help our customers attract the best talent. To do so, we have to immerse ourselves within each department to educate and consult managers on processes, employment laws, and more. Sometimes that means having tough conversations to uncover why a department is experiencing such turnover.
How does the MSP fit in?
Historically, an MSP was used to facilitate the standard procure-to-pay process for contingent labor. The MSP role now has evolved to be a strategic partner a company can trust to predict their talent needs across all departments and individual roles. MSPs are well suited to answer questions that typically emerge from a total talent management approach, such as who's doing the work on behalf of a company and what reputational and legal risk am I exposed to? What is the real cost of various workers, and what is the optimal pay and benefit? What kind of workers do I need, and in what ratio, in order to maximize productivity to cost? How can I best address skill shortages? MSPs can also act as a guide to organizations looking to achieve total talent management and help navigate the roadmap to get there, such as identifying opportunities for value beyond cost reduction and assessing current state and identifying needs and gaps and building a comprehensive fact base across the organization that covers both centralized and decentralized spend.
Now, technology must play a role, so what type of technology will help build visibility around a talent ecosystem?
Having the right technology complement the services of each program is key. As the MSP, we're usually involved in the design and sometimes the selection of a tool that supports the long-term goals of the program. This usually consists of a VMS tool, a vendor management system, or an applicant tracking system, or, in conjunction with a company's ERP tool. Historically, the separate technology solutions serving the space have had slender focuses. For example, HR technologies were built largely to attract, engage, and retain employees, while procurement systems viewed workers as resources rather than people to manage. VMS platforms were traditionally meant to just do the rec-to-check process for contingent workforce management. I don't think there's a solution that exists that is the total answer for complete total talent management, but I believe it's very possible for solutions to become ecosystem players that drive innovation towards talent management.
What can you provide?
Workspend consistently invests time and resources to research and test, and together with our technology partners in our ecosystem, develop and deploy new processes and technology to increase business agility and create new value. Our primary role is to be a trusted partner to advise our clients and suppliers on the best available solutions that meet their objectives.
And with all this perspective, what do you think the roadmap to total talent management and workforce design looks like?
I think it becomes important for the HR function to become a strategic function, not just operational, and thereby support the C-suite with strategic talent decision-making. The roadmap to get there is not smooth, since there are several barriers to implementation, such as resistance from talent acquisition teams to combining different types of labor into a program, or lack of knowledge from leadership on total talent management benefits, and disjointed operating processes and conflicting department priorities. Organizations need to establish common expectations and pivot to look at total talent management as a continuous journey or strategy as opposed to a project. This means identifying opportunities for value beyond cost reduction that tie to overall business objectives. Then it's vital to conduct a clear assessment, current state, to have a clear starting point, resolve, competing views and priorities among stakeholders, and to set realistic expectations moving forward. It's also important to build comprehensive fact-based across existing organizations that cover both centralized and decentralized spend, rethink the strategy across employees, contingent workers, statement of work talent, and identify needs and gaps in workforce planning capabilities. It's critical to evaluate technology and consider solutions that act as a platform and are able to integrate easily, since this is the key part of innovation that will move organizations from beyond workforce planning to workforce design. Managed service providers are well poised to help navigate the roadmap. By working together with HR and procurement functions, MSPs can become talent, work advisors, or act as consultants and guides, for organizations looking to achieve their total talent vision. Traditionally, MSPs have commonly included only contingent labor, focusing on compliance cost savings. However, to achieve the reality of total talent management, they need to evolve and include all types of talent, working upstream to identify the appropriate talent pools before hiring needs even exist.
That's a great point. Getting ahead of hiring will certainly earn companies a competitive advantage in this tight labor market. I want to thank Candice Hammer, Senior Vice President of Operations and Strategy for Workspend, for taking part in our educational podcast series. I'm Debbie Bolla, Editorial Director of HRO Today magazine. Until next time, listeners.